everybody. So today we are going to be working on page 85 in your workbooks. So go ahead and flip to that page now. You can pause the video if you need more time. Okay, so on page 85, let's read the directions. It says, solve by writing the problem vertically. And then it says, check your results by drawing chips on the place value chart. Change a 110 for 10 ones when needed. Okay, so we're continuing what we've been doing this week, which is subtracting vertically. All right, so that means for each of these problems, the first thing I want you to do is stack them up. So let's stack up this first problem A. I have 134, so I'm going to do that here. And am I adding or subtracting? It looks like I'm subtracting, so I'm going to do a minus. And minus 23, so I'm going to be very careful to stack my 10s with my 10s and my 1s with the 1s. So I like to draw my little dotted lines so that I make sure I put my 23 in the correct spot. My 1s with my 1s and my 10s with my 10s. Make your paper look like mine, please. Okay, so you have your numbers stacked. I'm going to go ahead and use blue so I can have a different color here. And where do I always start with my work? Do I start with my hundreds, tens, or ones? Always, 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 always start with your ones. Your ones, this far right side. You always, always start there. So let's look at our ones. I have 4 minus 3. Do I have more on top here, or do I have more on the floor here? Which number is bigger, more on top or more on the floor? I have more on top. 4 is bigger than 3. So I have more on top, no need to stop. I can just subtract. So what is 4 minus 3? Well, that's just 1. 4 take away 3 is 1. So I'm going to put a 1 underneath. Good. Now what do I do? Well, I need to subtract my 10s next. I just go next door. So I have 3 10s minus 2 10s. Okay, do I have more on top or more on the floor? I have more on top. 3 is bigger. So I have more on top. No need to stop. So 3 10s minus 2 10s is just 1 10. 3 minus 2 is 1. All right, I only have one last thing to do. I move on over and I subtract my hundreds. Okay, 100 minus 0, there's nothing there. Do I have more on top or more on the floor? I have more on top. I have nothing on the floor. So no need to stop. 100 minus nothing is still 100. Okay, so my answer seems to be 111. But I'm not quite done because they want us to check our work, check the result by drawing it. So let's do that really fast. I'm going to draw my first number, 134. So let's do that in blue. 134. Okay. Once you have that on your paper, we can start subtracting. So I'm going to pull my red out. We always take away from our ones first. So how many ones do we want to take away? It looks like 3. So let's cross 3 out. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Now we can take away our tens. We want to take away 2 tens. So 1, 2. Okay, and let's just count up our answers. So how many hundreds do we have? 1. How many tens? 1. And how many ones? 1. Okay, did our answers match? Is this answer the same as this answer? Yes, so that means we did it right. Yay! Checking our work means that we're checking to make sure they match, that we did them right. And we did. Good job. Okay, I want to do the second problem together because it gets a little bit trickier. So let's look at B and let's stack up these numbers. I have 140 and I want to take away 12. Make sure you have your ones lined up, your tens lined up, and your hundreds lined up. Pause the video if you need more time to do that. Alrighty, and let's subtract. We always start with our ones, so I'm looking at my ones, and over here I see that I have 0 minus 2. Do I have more on top or more on the floor? I have more on the floor. 2 is bigger than 0. If I have more on the floor, then I need to go next door. I don't have enough. I can't take 2 away from 0. So I have to go next door to this top number here. And I need to take a 10 out of here and give it to my ones. So I had 4. I'm taking 1 away, so that means I have 3 left. And I'm giving it to this 0, so I'm giving a 10 to that 0. 10 plus 0 is just 10. So make your paper look like mine. Borrow from next door. All right, you've now borrowed, and now we have plenty to take away from. So I have 10 minus 2. What is 10 minus 2? 8. Good. Let's move to our tens. I have 3 tens minus 1 10. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 tens. And I have 100 minus nothing, which is still 100. So my answer seems to be 128. But let's check that work by drawing in our chart here. Okay, so I'm going to draw my 140. So 100, 4 tens, and no ones, 140. And it wants us to take 12 away. So we always start with our ones. We want to take 2 away, but uh-oh, look, there's nothing over here for me to take the 2 away. I can't take 2 away from 0. So I have to go next door. Let's get my red here. And take 10 more. I'm going to take my 10. And I'm going to unbundle it over here, all 10. And now I have plenty to take away from. So now I can go back and take my 2 away. 1, 2. And how many 10s do I need to take away? 1. So I'm going to take away 1 more 10 over here. And let's count up what we have left. How many hundreds do we have? It looks like 1. How many tens? It looks like 2. And how many ones? It looks like 8. do our numbers match? 128, 128, yay, they match, which means we did it correctly. Okay, I want you to try the rest of this page on your own. So we have C left to do here, and also D and E on page 86. So you're doing all of page 85 and 86 today. Solve them vertically. Check your work in a place value chart. All right. Can't wait to see your work.